Greetings, everyone. I know you're waiting to hear from me, and I'm not going to disappoint you. Now, enjoy the view as we are heading out of summer. These are the last beautiful sights of the summer days. Now, Booisback dropped another video, and OMG, people have a lot to say, and so do I. Now, before I get into it, I want to say this. First of all, Boo. There are two sets of people or two groups of people that are waiting for your uploads. One set, they want you to talk. They want you to tell all. They want the dirt. And here's the thing. They don't want the dirt because they care about you or they care about Kim. Even when they claim that they're on Kim's side, they want the dirt on her so they can use it. And they want the dirt on you so they can attack you. So to my followers and my viewers or subscribers, I want to say to you that not everyone is articulate. Not everyone has the gift of storytelling. And so Boo clearly does not have it. And so people want to use that against him. You see, they're not trying to give him the opportunity to share his story in his own time. There's a haste, there's a rush for him to get to the juice, the sweet parts. And when you hear people saying that Boo has nothing against Alicia, it's that thing that I'm talking about. That attitude towards men who clearly don't know how to share their emotion, who don't know, they're not emotionally intelligent. So he's trying to tell his side of the story, but no, they want him to rush it to satisfy their intentions. And they fail to realize this is not about you. This is about a man who feels the urge or the need to, number one, explain himself because he feel like he was dragged under a bus. And everyone who heard Alicia Kim's story, most of the people who are vloggers or bloggers or whatever it is they call themselves, they were happy to run with her side of the story. That includes me, because she's a storyteller. She was very good at articulating her feelings. She knows how to pull the crowd in. She knows how to pull them out. She knows how to, conveniently cry. And in a split of a moment, as she starts shedding her tears, she can start smiling. A lot of people are like that. I'm not against her. That's not the reason why I'm saying that. I'm just saying, do not expect Boo to come out and tell the same story the way Alicia told her story. Number one, she's a woman. He's not. He's trying to compose himself in telling this story because he's warned, don't come up here with no great emotions because it's going to be slingshot and bow and arrow. So he's telling his story in his own time, and he's slow with it. And he tells it in a monotone voice. And for the people who just want to grab the juice, who wants to use something else to attack him, they're not having it. They're not happy. But it's not about you. It's not about you or you or you or me. It's about him sharing his story in his own time. Now, I heard a lot. And it's clear that Boo is also still trying to hold back. He says a lot, and you'll say, no, he's not trying to hold back anything because he say this, that, and that, and he calls her a poison, and he says she's a narcissist and all these things. But I'm going to say I hear some very serious accusations, but they're not very direct. Let's get to the part where Boo says he's somewhere in Kingston, stopped to get a bite because he was hungry, and that she had warned him not to wear his jewelry, yet she wore her anklet. And OMG, what is Boo trying to tell us that he's afraid to say? Because he is alluding that she didn't wear her jewelry. Sorry, she told him not to wear his jewelry, but she wore hers anyway. And that is highly suspect when he's saying that he sees someone bend down as if they're picking up something. Now, some people are skilled. So someone could bend down and remove her bracelet from her ankle and she don't feel it because these people, their fingers simit. So they might know how to do that. But it left me thinking, was this a setup? What was she angry about? Why would she be angry at him? Why is she saying, let's get out of here now? Is it saying she was angry because someone snatched her bracelet? Or is she angry because Boo didn't run out and chase the man down the road and show that chivalry is not dead? And then at the end of the day, lose his 3 points. What is Boo actually saying in that example? Because I find that to be very profound. I find that to be very precise. That example cannot be put in that story without telling us, especially when he said they want to see him 6 feet under. Is he trying to say that Kim was trying to get her freedom by setting up someone to rob her? Hey, people, don't shoot the messenger, okay? I'm very analytical in my mind, and so I don't know what he's saying. I am just trying to assess or figure out what he's saying because he's saying a lot, and it's very clear that he's very timid because guess what? He has the Rottweiler, he has the pit bulls, he has the hyenas, he has all these tigers out here waiting to scratch his face. Because how dare Boo come out here to tell his side of the story? They don't want to hear anything from him. It doesn't matter. Even if he comes with video evidence, it is not going to be good enough for them because they already made up their mind. Okay? When we were listening to Alicia's side of the story, some of us made up our mind too. But it's not right. He should be telling his story in his own time. People are going to lose interest in it, however, I must say, because they are, they're like some infants that attention span is like 0. And they are not truly sympathetic or empathetic towards his situation because he's a man. Okay? Because he's a male, he's not allowed to express himself. And if he's going to do it, he has to do it like a long tongue lashy, spread out all the news, spread out all the story so that people who have this mind just to get dirt and juice will be happy with it. It's not about that. It's about healing. It's about her moving on with her life as she has started to do, telling her story, and he's trying to do the same. And if we continue to lash out on him, he's just going to recoil, remove himself from social media, and I'm hoping that he does not do that. Because after he tells his story, I want to see him move on. I want him to use the internet to make money just like his ex-partner. Because guess what? All those videos that they did together, that income should have really been shared because both of them were present. Did he benefit from that channel? I don't know the details of that. But she certainly has benefited from even being in this age gap relationship and even getting out of that situation and sharing her story about, being married to somebody who, in her opinion, manipulated her and, verbally or financially abused her. She told her story, and there are other women who have gone through that who can identify with that story. And therefore, they might heal from her sharing her own story, or at least acknowledging certain aspects in their own life that replicates the story that she tells. There will be men who have been maligned, who have been abused, who have left on their face to recover. They will benefit from Boo's story. So it's not about you. It's about the individuals who can identify with their version of the story. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? So I am very curious to hear more about that situation with the bracelet that was lost, because there's a lot more, and I can clearly see that something is missing. Why was she angry at him? Did she blame him to say he stopped there and because of that, that situation happened? But he said she was outside making videos with her mom. Therefore, I don't get the impression that she was afraid to be in that space. As he was trying to make his point about his experience, he put in clips about narcissists or narcissism. And I felt it was very important for someone who doesn't understand that, because a lot of our Jamaican people, they just want to hear a little expression and they're going to run with it and until it gets to the point where you don't want to hear it anymore. So it was very useful. He was using terms and he was trying to explain it, and he could not articulate it in a way that he felt would help people understand what he was going through. So by putting those clips in there, I felt it was very poignant, very important. I respect his presentation because I have no expectation of him coming out here like a mother lashy, having the ability to present himself like he has a PhD scholar. What is wrong with these people? I just don't like the two-sided, double-sided thing. And I find that women can be very trifling. If you want to side with the female, go ahead. But I'm trying to be neutral. She shared her story and their truth to some of what she shared. Now he shared his side of the story. And by God, I'm going to give him the opportunity to do it in his own time. Do you understand me? As the world is polarized, I mean, those of us within the Jamaican space that knows about the story, as people choose side, and thank goodness for those who are open to hearing both sides, and those who see right and wrong and call it out regardless of who is guilty or innocent. I'll continue to share my thoughts on this. And people, talk to me in the comment section and tell me, what do you think he was trying to say or tell you? Because I think it was very loaded. I heard individuals say that he's not saying anything and the girl didn't do him nothing and all this nonsense. Let me tell you something. It is just, to be honest with you, I don't really like people. I like kids. I like animals. I don't like to deal with people because I find that sometimes they irritate me. And as one woman says, when I get passionate, my voice gets very loud and I get, too boisterous. But I can't help it. Why was Alicia so angry with him? And I do understand what he's saying, how when she disrespects him or she says all these things to him or whatever. I think he's trying to say that there's this gentle side of her, this sweet side of her, but then there's also another side because people tend to see her as one-dimensional. He speaks about the mom being present and how his wife disrespects him and she doesn't correct her. But please understand that some women are like that. They'll never correct their daughter, especially when they have, resentment towards a man. Maybe her resentment is based on what her daughter told her. So she's always going to be in the side of her daughter. But when two people are married and the family or the mother really cares for her son-in-law, she's going to try to split justice. She's going to try to call peace. When that's not happening is because that trip itself, was just taken for convenience sake. Because guess what? By the time she went to Jamaica, that relationship or that marriage was already doomed. Whatever reaction she had towards him, based on whatever situation he didn't clearly share with us, is just indicative of the fact that the marriage was already over. Alicia was clearly done with Boo, and I don't know what's gone on in their home before they went on that trip, but I know women, and sometimes when we're done with a man, we're done with them long before they even realize. And so that trip to Jamaica was the beginning of the end, and therefore her being annoyed at him was just stemming from the fact that there was no more patience. She didn't want to have anything else to do with him. It was over, and so he was just holding on a straw, still thinking that the relationship was still intact. But women are gone long before they're gone, if you understand what I mean. Anyway, guys, talk to me in the comment section. Tell me what you think, if you agree with what I've said or disagree. Okay? And until next time, thanks for watching. Thank you for liking the video and sharing the content. Stay blessed, everyone.